Hello, I'm Patrick with Sooper, and I'm here with Brian Maxwell from various projects, but he's got an album out with, he's calling Max Boost and the Power Ups. It's pretty fun. Lots of studio work done on that.
Yeah.
So we're going to do our one question interview, and we both play bass among other things. And fan of Mike Watt. He does this podcast called the Watt from Pedro Show. It's fun to listen to. They got a lot of cool music on there. But he's got this go-to question where he asks guests what their first musical memory is. And so I thought we would investigate that with us. And who wants to go first? I'll go first.
Yeah.
So the first musical memory I have is when I was 4 or 5 years old. We lived in a townhouse apartment, and Mom would have the teenage kid that lived upstairs babysit for us sometimes, and he used to give me Kiss records, and I never thought about why he gave them away, but so I was like a 4 or 5 year old kid with a Kiss record collection, and so I had those, and I had my little suit box record player, and I had like the nursery rhymes and kid stories and Kiss records, and so that's my first musical memory. I don't know that it's had a great impact on my musical life, except that we have various opinions of Kiss. Gene Simmons is kind of
he's an interesting guy.
He's an interesting guy. It's one nice way to put it, but also a calculating kind of capitalist creep, among other things. And then of course we have lots of Kiss fans, and I have to count myself one just because I can't really help it. I started first listening to music with Detroit Rock City and Rock and Roll All Night.
Interesting.
That's my first musical memory. Brian?
Cool. Yeah. Well, actually, I was going to say one thing, but now that you got me thinking about it, I do have like some real early musical memories of just riding around in the car with my mom, and she played, some kind of cool music from her time, like Creedence Clearwater Revival, and Billy Joel, and Paul Simon, and some of that probably influences some of my musical sensibilities, but a lot of it, like, I guess I don't listen to it so much anymore, and I feel like one of the first musical memories where I made like the first personal choice in my music listening to was I picked up on my very first CD was Primus's Tales from the Punch Bowl. And it was one where I wasn't hip enough. That must have been when I was in middle school, and I didn't know much about Primus. I must have just seen the music video for Wynonna's Big Brown Beaver on MTV, probably on like Beavis and Butthead or something like that. And I was like, wow, this is cool. And then I got that CD and I took it home, and the first couple of listens to it was like, some of the lyrics it's almost like, it's these goofy characters and about kid stuff, but then the more you listen to it, the more you realize there's these like weird dark undertones, and it's just this kind of really strange and unique music. And I think to this day, that band is probably my biggest influence, and I think it was, just random that I managed, that was actually my first, CD. I probably had compact or tapes before that, but that was my first actual CD. Yeah.
That's cool. I was influenced by a lot of other people. People turned me on to different stuff, including way back as the babysitting teenager from upstairs. And, but sometimes you do happen across something on your own.
Yeah.
So I guess we were going to maybe take that a little step further, and is that first musical memory meaningful? And
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say, you know, certainly that Primus record influenced me, but my actual first earliest musical memories, I don't think have a whole lot of relevance to who I am as a musician. I actually didn't start till sort of much later in life, as you know, I didn't pick up the bass guitar probably until I was 21 or almost 22 years old, and I think by that point, like, all of my very early musical memories were probably pretty muddled and not super relevant to what I was doing at the time.
As far as the things that I play, maybe Kiss has an influence on it, but I don't think I know one Kiss song.
Right.
I should probably fix that.
You can probably figure out Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day. It's a pretty simple riff, probably.
So I guess hats off to Mike Watt and the Watt from Pedro Show. And we will be having a house party concert here at my place, the Sounds of Sea Isle, they called it, next Saturday, November 20th, 4849 Sea Isle, and Sooper Flat's going to play, and Max Boost and the Power Ups are going to do your thing.
Yeah, I'm super excited to play. Thanks for Super Flats for having me out. You know, I've been a bass player in bands for a long time, but this will actually be my very first solo performance, so we'll see how that goes.